Hey guys, welcome back to Tokyo Cheapo. I'm your host Patricia.
And I'm Aila.
And we're here in Ginza. So last year we actually made a Ginza video, and this time we're back again to give you some new tips.
Some new ones, some you might not have heard of before, and some of our own personal recommendations. So let's get going.
We're here at Kissa You, which is a kissaten right by the station, and they're famous for their omurice. If you guys don't really know what a kissaten is, it's basically like a retro Japanese coffee shop, and they usually sell different foods that are basically like a Japanese take on Western food, like napolitan pasta or omurice. Of course, they've also got coffee and even melon soda.
A lot of kissatens you can smoke inside. This one you cannot though. However, with that being said, it is definitely worth it to check out some kissatens in Tokyo. There's a lot in Ginza, just a lot scattered all over Tokyo. It truly is an experience where you wouldn't find a coffee shop like this anywhere else. Since this place is known for their omurice, I got the omurice, of course, and
I got the Hamburg, Japanese style Hamburg.
The omurice itself was not anything like I've ever had before. It was super creamy, and I personally loved it.
Yeah, it was very creamy, very unique. Even the color of the egg was, usually it's a bit more yellow, I think, but this one's whiter.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm not a big fan of things that are like extra creamy. I want more of that egg taste, that savory, salty kick. So this was a little bit too creamy for my liking, but I really liked my Hamburg because it had like mushrooms on top, which I wasn't expecting. And the thing about Japanese Hamburgs is it's not like an American like hamburger. It's actually fluffy, and the texture and the taste is a bit different. It's usually got like a demi-glace sauce on top too. So I do recommend that if you come here.
Really good with Japanese rice. The pair is to die for.
If you go to a Kissa, you should definitely try their coffee because that's what they're known for. However, I think I was a bit too caffeinated, so I ended up getting the orange juice.
And I just wanted cola, so I got cola. So the interior is very not anything you would probably expect from Tokyo, the bustling city. It is very retro in a sense of you're transported back to the 80s. Very simple chairs, old simple chairs.
I literally sank into the seat. Yeah. When I sat down. So very retro.
You could definitely tell that this place has been here for a while. But that is also the way you can tell that the food is good.
We're here at Hakuhinkan Toy Park, which kind of resembles Kittyland, except I think it's better because we came here for one thing, which is the toy car race.
Yes, oh my God, for 300 yen, you get to choose your own car and basically race your friends or family or whoever you come with. You get this little nozzle type thing.
Yeah.
It's a remote control.
A remote control.
It's a, what do you mean?
A nozzle. You get this little remote control that you squeeze the button and it shows you can control how fast the car will be.
And you get to choose between an easy car and an intermediate car. And the easy car we tried for the first time, it was easy.
It's too easy that there's not much of a challenge, but it's pretty great for kids and beginners. Then they switched it over to the more intermediate cars where you have to like brake and slow down.
Exactly, and that was a little more difficult on my part. She was flying through the whole course. I broke the car, I fell off the whole thing. It was chaos for me, but she was doing amazing.
Yeah. And for 300 yen starting next month, right now it's 200 yen for 5 minutes. I think it's pretty good. I mean, we got a kick out of it.
No, definitely. And the 5 minutes you think is super short, but while we were in it, it was a good amount of time, I feel.
And so that was, I think, one of the floors. But the reason why I say it reminds me of Kittyland is because the rest of the floors, they've got like other toys, board games, figurines, a bunch of different stuff.
So if you want a little more excitement and some activity, plus Kittyland goods, come here. Like when I think remote, it's like, you know, two-handed.
Yeah.
The one we had was just like a gun. A nozzle. If you're looking for a magical place to relax, Tir Na Nog is the place to go. It's a speakeasy cafe bar. It's a cafe from 11 a.m. till 7 p.m. and a bar from 7 p.m. to 4 a.m. And truly, once you walk in, the whole area is covered in fairies and fairy dust and butterflies and keys, and it's a very mysterious kind of aura to the whole place. But it is really, really nice to just kind of sit there, enjoy the atmosphere, and you can order cocktails already from 11 a.m. I was looking at their extensive menu. It was a bunch of cocktails with very magical names, but I decided to go with something that I've never even thought of getting, which was a cotton candy mocktail. You can make it into a cocktail with 200 yen additional, and the mocktail itself is 1,500 yen. I got the raspberry version, and it was so nice. I did get the alcohol version, but I think the alcohol flavor and the sweetness of the cocktail really mesh really well. And the cotton candy part of it all is basically you get a cocktail and the cotton candy is surrounding the cup, and you can just eat the cotton candy by itself, or you can put it into the cocktail, which I did. Personally, didn't see much of a flavor difference, but it's fun to do. My hands did get a little sticky because you are kind of picking apart the cotton candy with your fingers, but their service is amazing. They give you a hot towel, so you're not gonna be leaving the bar like that. Most of the cocktails range from around 1,300 to 1,800 yen, and so pricing wise for a bar in Ginza is relatively very, very good, especially because it's so close to the station. And if you go to any other kind of fancy looking bar like here, it's easily going to be that the cocktails are cheapest 2,000 yen. So here you get to enjoy this fancy atmosphere, a great fancy cocktail for a very reasonable price. It was magical, if I say so myself. They also have coffees, mocktails, soft drinks, and food as well. So if you don't want to drink, there are other options. Just being in that whole area is just so nice. It feels like you're in Harry Potter, basically. If you come during cafe time like we did, it's 500 yen seat charge. But if you come in the bar time, it is 1,000 yen seat charge. So keep that in mind. If you want a quick flight for under 1,000 yen for a good amount of food, come to Yomoda Soba. So I got the set with half Japanese curry and half warm soba. You can ask indoors after you get the ticket if you want warm or cold soba. The curry is their own specialty curry and they're quite known for it, so I thought I'd give it a go. The food itself is really good. I mean, it's not like, 5-star course meal or anything, but for the value, for the money, amazing. The curry is quite spicy, maybe a little too spicy for me, but if you like a little bit of spice, or if you like spice in general, I think you'd really, really enjoy their curry. The soba, standard, very good Japanese soba. I think this is a great spot to come because, you're probably gonna spend more at the convenience store. It was 620 yen. That is insane. And I'm super full right now. There are other stuff on the menu like negitorodon, tempura, so you're not really constricted. You can choose quite a variety of options. If you want to escape the hustle and bustle of the city in Ginza, then come to Hibiya Park. It's a walking distance from Ginza as well as the Imperial Palace, and it's just a huge patch of greenery. It's very open. There's so many seats to just relax on, a lot of flowers, and even during sakura season, a bunch of cherry blossoms, and during autumn season, there's a bunch of just like red leaves and all of that. So it's a good spot to just come relax, get away from everything. You can even just buy some food at department stores and come here, have a picnic if you'd like. Yeah, it's just a nice place to come to wind down, walk, relax. Come. Planning a trip to Japan? Awesome. But don't let a dropped connection ruin your adventure. Stay seamlessly connected with Sakura Mobile. They run on one of Japan's top carrier networks, giving you blazing fast 5G speed and connection that locals rely on every day. We're talking truly unlimited data with no daily caps and no hidden throttling. Whether you're navigating Tokyo Station or hitting the slopes in Hokkaido, Sakura Mobile averaged 224 megabits per second on our own Tokyo Chipo independent local testing. That's enough for video calls, navigation, anything and everything. If you need anything, their support team delivers world-class Japanese customer service entirely in English. That's why they have 4.8 stars on Trustpilot. Get an eSIM online before your flights or grab a physical SIM card at the airport counter when you land. Narita, Haneda, Fukuoka, or Kansai Airport. And their Shinjuku office handles setup in person if you'd rather have help. Click the link below to sort out your data today. Now back to me and Patricia. If you want very personalized souvenirs, literally of your face in it, Brother Joyfactory Tokyo is a great place to just have an experience, but also souvenirs to take home. For example, you can wear this whole samurai outfit, you learn how to use a sword, and they clip you, basically. And there's photos of you being taken, and they print that photo on a t-shirt, and you get to take the t-shirt home. So it's a really cool, interactive souvenir making experience. You can also go into this karaoke booth, but it's kind of like a recording studio. You record your song and they print that song onto a vinyl. And you also can take a cover photo for that, so you get a whole cover photo and a vinyl to take home. You can do personalized embroideries. There's just a bunch of things you can do to create personalized souvenirs. So if you would like to experience that, go check it out. If our videos has ever helped you plan your Japan trip, please like, comment, subscribe. It really does help us keep making these videos for you.
We're here at the Seiko Museum in Ginza, which is a 6-story building filled with different things about watches. I think if you're a watch fan or you're just interested in watches in general, this place is really cool.
Even if you're not interested in watches at all, I think it is a fun experience. It is free. It's quite extensive for a free museum.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed looking at how expensive watches actually get. 4 million yen. People pay for it.
Do you pay for it? That's crazy.
That is
4 million yen on your wrist.
It better be coated with diamonds and stuff, which kind of looked like it was.
Yeah.
And I also really like the big ones, just like huge ones. And it's also historical. You see all the evolution of time.
The evolution of like how the watches. Yeah. That what she said.
Time is too confusing for Aila.
The evolution of time. No, but genuinely speaking, I think it's a really fun little 10-minute excursion, even if you're not interested in watches. And if you are interested in watches, it might be like a 30-minute excursion.
Yeah.
But for free, it's definitely worth coming.
I thought it was cool that they had a braille watch. I've never seen anything like it. I don't know how it actually works, but they had that. They also had like some very like anime Doraemon and like Hello Kitty watches, clocks.
Fun time, it
Yeah.
said.
So I think it's cool. We're here at the Sony Imaging Gallery, which is on the 6th floor of Ginza Place. It's basically a little room where you can walk around and there's always new galleries, exhibitions, stuff going on. It is a small room, but it's a nice place to take a break and stuff. In the same building, if you're not into, galleries and stuff, they also do have the Sony store on the 4th and 5th floor and some cafes and restaurants.
Ginza can be a lot with all these people walking around, all these cars, all these high-rise buildings. So if you want a little escape, this is a great place to come to just relax. It truly is super quiet up there. When we went up there, it was as if all the sounds around us just stopped. And there's also toilets, aircon, so in the summer heat, would be amazing. It's only the beginning of summer and it's already getting super hot and we needed somewhere to hide away. And once it gets to July, August, you are definitely going to want to go to some air-conditioned space. So this is a great option.
Ginza is one of those places that just have a ton of different department stores. Last time we mentioned Ginza 6. They've also got like things like Mitsukoshi, Matsuya, and behind us is Ginza Novo. The thing about department stores is a lot of people will go to like the shopping places that are in between, but we really want to emphasize looking or checking for whether they have like a rooftop. Like Ginza Novo behind us, this place has a cafe. It's like a rooftop cafe, so you can enjoy the views while having a cup of coffee.
Or any drinks that you'd like. And another tip is to check out the basement, the Depachika. And it's not just in Ginza, it's in all of Tokyo department stores. It's basically just a bunch of food stalls.
Yeah.
In a sense. You could buy a lot of food. When you go to the time when it's about to close, a lot of places are putting the
discount stickers
discount
on.
stickers on. Yeah, that's,
She's like, what do
oh, yeah, that's all I could think about. Waribiki was like the word that was in my head. Yeah, and so it's much cheaper as well, but it's also just a nice little souvenir shopping or just for lunch, dinner. It really is a fun time to just check out all the different stores. So don't forget the rooftop and the basement.
When you go to the department store.
For example, Ginza Mitsukoshi has a really nice outdoor terrace, even 3 cherry blossom trees right behind me, and a mini shrine. The shrine is called Ginza Shusei Jizo-son, and a lot of locals actually come here to pray for success in business and career advancement. We did mention this in the previous video, but we are here in the same spot mentioning it again. On weekends and national holidays from noon to 5 p.m. from October to March and noon to 6 p.m. from April to September. You will have more space to carry all your shopping bags and your children running around, and most importantly, to not get hit by a car without the hassle of getting hit by a car and not get hit by a car. So,
I really like that line.
because of course, you were probably worried about that.
Evidence you were, like when you said it a year ago.
I mean, I feel like that's the main thing here. You can walk on the road without getting hit by a car. Like, I think, isn't that the main woo thing about it?
We're here at Hibiya Okuroji, which is kind of a little street under the train tracks. It's really cool because they've got little shops, event spaces, and just fun things to do. I think I saw a Japanese style tie-dye store where maybe you can tie-dye your own thing, I'm not sure. But there's also like souvenir shops like this Gifu Tokyo place. And there's also this monthly event that's hosted here that Shaw's been to. This is just a good place to visit for visitors or people even living here. It's a good place to build community or just meet other creatives. I notice a lot of places now are revitalizing and like building new things under the train tracks, which I think is really cool. We actually covered something similar to this place in the Ueno video, so check that out if you haven't already. But this place is very new. Walking through, I can tell that all the structures are pretty newly built, and yeah, this kind of connects between like the Shinbashi and Yurakjo / Ginza area, so stop by. One thing you should know before coming is that Ginza can get really busy, especially during the weekends. I mean, it's packed with lots of things to do, so of course people who live here and tourists want to come and visit. And even on the weekends, especially during like the peak times, like lunchtime, dinner time, it will get pretty busy. So that's why we encourage you to go to places like on the top of department stores where they have like little food courts or lots of restaurants, because then that way you can probably find different options in one location. On the weekdays, it can be busy during peak times like lunch or dinner, but relatively speaking, compared to the weekends, it will be less crowded in places like stores or even restaurants. For you stationery lovers, last time we mentioned Itoya, which is the huge stationery store on the main street. It's very busy, but lots to see and do. If you want something a little bit different, you can come over here to Gekkoso, which is where I'm in front of right now. This one is more of that kind of small mom and pop shop that's intimate. They don't sell all the things that Itoya sells maybe, but they have a lot of their own branded goods. And because it's more intimate, you can actually ask questions. It's a lot less crowded. And they've got different things like sketchbooks, paints, paintbrushes, all that kind of fun stuff. Oh, and they also have watercolors and postcards because there's not a lot of people. You can ask the person who owns it, questions. They're really happy to help. And they had like these testers, sample kind of things, so you can actually test the paint here. They don't just have an art supply store, but downstairs they actually have a gallery cafe bar. And it's really cool because they have this like tea cafe kind of place with a little gallery. This is actually my first time visiting and I thought it was really cool. This was founded in 1917 actually, which it says over there, but it kind of gives off that like old school feel, which I really like. It's not very flashy. It's not like that typical Ginza store. I kind of love it. So if you're here during the winter months, they also have this thing called Marunochi Winter Illumination, where they basically just light up the area.
Yeah, the whole street just lights up and it's kind of like a winter wonderland. Super gorgeous. So if you're ever around this area and want winter illumination, this is the place to go.
So those were our new recommendations for Ginza and the surrounding area. My personal favorite was probably Gekkoso, the stationery store.
Mine was the toy store racing cars. So fun. Let us know what your favorite was, which one you're gonna go to. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you next time.